Hey, what's up, everyone? Pastor Jan here. For today's Discover Jesus Challenge, we're going to talk about Matthew chapter 20. Matthew chapter 20 starts off with a parable or a story about workers in a vineyard. And it talks about how there are some workers who start at the beginning of the day, very early on, and they work all throughout the day, even during the heat of the day, so the hottest time of the day to work, and they bear the brunt of all of the labor. It also talks about how there are other workers who join in and work at various times throughout the day, all the way up until the 11th hour or the last hour where they can work. And there are some that join in at that hour and are only able to do 1 hour of labor. And then they all return back to the vineyard owner looking for their payment for their hard work. And the ones that worked all day and started at the beginning and bore the brunt of all the heat were quite upset that they got the same reward as those who worked only 1 hour or less than what they did. Then it moves into Jesus talking to his disciples about his impending death and resurrection, and that's just right around the corner. Followed by James and John, Zebedee's mother. So these are two disciples of Jesus. So their mother goes to Jesus and said, "Hey, I'm just wondering if you can give my two sons greater positions of honor at the end of the age. If one will sit on your right hand, the other one can sit on your left hand, and they can be seated with a greater position of honor because of what they did here on earth for you and with you." And then the chapter finishes off with Jesus talking about what it truly means to be great. And so it's interesting when you just step back and look at the chapter as a whole, how much we as humans strive to find greatness in things that are so opposite to what Jesus determines to be great. We think, well, we worked really hard, we bore the heat of the day, we bore the most amount of labor, certainly then we deserve the greatest reward. And we think, well, we were here with you through all of your persecutions here on earth, and so we should be seated with you with great honor at the end of the age. And so we esteem position, and we esteem how much we gain or how much we earn as a reward as signs of greatness. And Jesus just goes and pulls the rug right out from underneath of all of us and says, actually, true greatness is this. And he first talks about how he's about ready to lay down his life and surrender it for the sins of all mankind. And he's willing to do that. And then he finishes the chapter by saying, if you truly want to be great, you need to be the servant of all. And you need to lay down your life and serve one another. And it's just so amazing to me how it's the polar opposite of how we think it should be. We think, well, if you're great, you should be seated in the best position and you should get the greatest reward and you should have all the accolades and all the applause and all the attention and somebody should pat you on the back and say, wow, weren't you amazing? And we just couldn't have made it without you. And Jesus said the truest sign of greatness is laying your life down for somebody else and also serving them. So isn't that interesting? So that's my takeaway for Matthew chapter 20. I hope that you read it and you find deeper meaning in your daily readings as you're going through this challenge with us. God bless you and have a great day.